Well, hello again. Another little video. Basically, this is on two parts. One is on your PC itself, and one is on when this thing crashes. Now, I'll go to the first bit first, which is the actual PC. Now, some of you have got some old PCs, I know that. But even this, this is my laptop up here, but my main PC is downstairs. Now, one thing that I do religiously every week is this. One is a disk clean and one is defragmentation. The disk clean, if I just do this, I think I've just done it earlier on. What happens if you click it, it does that. Now what it actually does, it shows you all the files which this part you can take out. So like the temporary internet files there's 102. Downstairs is a lot higher than that. But all you do with that is do that, you do this. This takes seconds on this one upstairs. There, that's done. That's got rid of all the rubbish on the computer as such. What you've got now is one called defrag, which is defragmentation. It's defragmentation of your files. Now, as you can see from this, that it's saying 1% fragmentation. You might get higher than that. I've seen them with quite a lot longer than that, but even that, I do not like that. I want 0. And what you do with this, what it happens is, as you're changing, moving files and everything else, little bits drop off. They're still there, but they drop off and move down a little bit. So what this actually does is put all your files back together again. So all you do with that is you go to analysis there, let it run the system, and it'll tell you how much your computer is fragmented. And then all you do then is click that one there, and that will put everything back again to where it should be in the computer. Then all you do then is that's finished, done. Now, when it comes to this part, now I've had 4 people recently in the last 2-3 weeks who rang me up. The computer's crashed, and what happens with that is if your computer crashes, you lose all that. And what you've got to do is then you've got to go to Railmaster to actually deactivate and reactivate your code numbers. So now I've got 2 in here. I've got 3 in this actually, but the 2 is, one is for the normal Railmaster and one is for the Pro. And then you can put them back in again. But to do that, what you need to do is to save 2 particular files. I've got lots of stuff in here, but one is the locos and one is the track plan. Now with this one, which is Pro, which is a lot easy. Pro is a lot easier. It's got a lot of more stuff in there you can actually play with. So what you've got here is this, and if you go to this one here, and what it does then, you put a disk, which is there. I've got a disk, or you've got a memory stick, whichever the case you use. All I do is stick that into there, and then all it does there, it'll come up there with the D drive. I click the D drive, click that, and then I do that, and that writes all of Railmaster onto that disk. But if you've got the standard one, it's a little bit different. You've got to do it all manually. Now I'll show you how we do that. Is if we go to the Railmaster file, so we need to go to this, find Railmaster, which is there, double click it. Now what you've got is there's 2 particular files. One is your track plan, so it'll be whatever you've named your track, and then it'll be .pin. So if I do, come down here a bit, this is where they all are down here. Just show you down this bit. See, these are all the Hornby ones here. And what it'll actually have is .pin. So that's one you'll want to look for. There you are, there's one there, look, which is Hornby track plan .pin. You get that and you copy that to a memory stick or the disk, And the second one you want, with the two, these are the two essential ones of course, is one called resource. That one there. That one there is a resource m.mdb. That is the one which is all your locos. So you take that and copy that onto your memory stick or your hard or your disk, and then when you get Railmaster back up, which will be in an evaluation copy, and you put the Railmaster one in, you can then copy those two back to the main Railmaster file, not to this, to the main Railmaster file, and then your track plan will be back online, and also your locos. With mine, of course, I've got about 60 programs in here. So the thing is, by having this disk system and having the Pro, it's all stored on here. So if I actually go down here a bit, most probably find some there. Yeah, look, test Gadwell. Where is it? Test Gadwell.prg. That's a program. Even with this, I'd have to manually move every one of those across to Railmaster. There's no other way for it. You can't run Railmaster off that. It doesn't allow you to it. So what you're going to do is copy those files, which is like that one over there, onto your Railmaster file off this. So you can imagine what it'd be with me copying all those 60 across manually, each one at a time. It's the only way you can do it. And then everything's back as normal. So when I actually put new programs in, or have new locos, something like that, that is what I do. And I do that only that times. It's no use other than that, because you haven't done anything differently. So I say I've had quite a few different problems come up over the last few weeks. Besides these crash computers, one is that one particular job I was working with on the track plan, and this particular one here was one of those Hornby vent fans, but the forward and reverse arrows plus that were grey, but also the arrows were like speakers. So I thought, what's that? That's strange, I've never seen that before. And the next day I have another chap I've been dealing with problems, and all these locos were like that one, with no forward and reverse arrows and the grey side. So I thought, well, I've had that one before yesterday. So what I did is I took the vent fan off the system, deleted it, and all this lot come back normal. Then I put the vent fan back in again, and everything's all right. So how it got to that stage, I don't know, but that's one thing you must watch out for, that particular one. And also I've been doing quite a few of these with the track plans. If you send me your track plan, I can actually put you all the signals in and all the rest of it and sort it all out for you. But one of the things that fascinates a lot of people, one is of course the clock, but also is like these, which are my little...
The next train is a through service. Please stand back from the platform edge.
Now you see, you can do that with Pro. You can put them in all as you want. There's one, there's another one, some over there. These little green trains are actually trains running programs. But if you haven't got that, which is a standard one, a standard Railmaster, you just go in here and find the one that you want and work it off that. That's how they work. But what I've just done a quick mock-up. As I said, I do all my programs. There's about 60 programs in there. They're all these little trains are actually programs. Some are merged programs. But also what you've actually got, I've done a video on this, which is called scheduling. And what that is, if I just go to here, each one of those programs you can run after the other one. So like this one here is the GWR one. And when that's finished its little job, then it goes to the class 29, does its little job, and then the next one it does the mail train. There's another one I would put under there, which is when it goes around the back and then comes back again, but it takes too long on the video. So, and what happens is when you put them in, you put a time in. I've started I always start mine at 11 o'clock, it's just easy for me to do it. And what happens is, as soon as you put the train in, or the program in, you get a little green tick come up. And I'll click all these now. and that is a program. Now what will actually happen, as they are ticked, when this goes to 11 o'clock, all those programs will start running. So beware. So what you've got to do is, once you finish your little running program, is to take the little ticks out. And it'll save the programs you've done, but with the ticks ticked out, it won't run. So what I've got to do now, I'll show you how to do this one. I go to here, you just double click on the first one, like this, and then I'll put in 10, 59, 55. Now watch. And what you're doing now, I come round here a bit. This is the first one that's starting up. This is the GWR program. That is the station. That's all built in that. There's 28 functions in that one. Got all sorts of telephones in and all sorts. But one thing, you've got station sounds in that one as well. But it only runs when the engine's on. You can't run it any other way. There's the door shutting. Away she goes. So I say, this is all automation now. I aren't touching nothing. You see my hands are still here. I'm just showing you these here. So that's going there. That's going round the track. Do a little horn. Comes round again. I think this one does another loop. And then right. But so say, if you put TeamViewer onto your PC, I can actually then link to your computer and I can solve your problems usually in minutes. Now I think this is not going to work properly. It's somehow it's just decided it didn't want to work today. It was working earlier on. Let's stop there instead of there. But that's it. Basically, it's just a basic program how it works. Let me see what I can do with that. In actual fact, I can bring it round here to where it should be. That's where it should stop. It has been stopping up until this morning, where it should do. But because I'm doing a video, it decides it doesn't want to do it. Now this one's going to start now. There's the driver getting in, kicking it up. Say if you want me at any time, you can always contact me on 01782 302 194, and also my email address is there as well. I'm here every day. I don't go anywhere. Even before the lockdown, I used to go to the railway shop on a Tuesday, but that's about it. But because at the moment Steve's completely shut. He's got a click and collect system, but you can't get in the shop, so yeah, any loco, if you go in there and you, oh, I like that loco, I'll have that one. Well, you can't do that at the moment, so it causes a bit of a problem. Hopefully in the next few weeks we'll get down, we can actually get into the shop itself. There'll still be the restrictions on until a bit later, of course. It was only allowing 2 people in the shop at any one time, and usually you have to book an appointment. But things with Steve, I do exhibitions in the shop. So of course at the moment we won't be able to do any of them. So I did one on his scenery and everything, because when we moved the shop to where his new premises is now, I rebuffed all the scenery up, and then I did a couple of Saturday mornings in the shop demonstrating Railmaster. thing is I have to unpull my locos or anything else because, well, that'll turn off in a minute. There's the driver. Just opened his door and he's just turned the engine off. Now what'll actually happen now, although that seems to tick on a little bit longer than normal, so I have to do this one. Now what I've got now is this one. You'll hear the computer click in a second. Yeah. So this one now is going to do his little turn. There it goes. And say this one, this is a particular program, and there's another program which turns the turntable, takes it out of there, brings it back and then brings the loco back. But it's time essence, so I've just done that. So it sits there and that's the end of the program. So all I'd have to do now is to first of all just double click this. Brings me back to normal time. I'll go back to here now and I'll take the ticks out like that. Do that. The programs are saved like that. All I have to do is put the tick backs, and that's not half. And that is how you do scheduling. You can do any amount, you know. You could run one after the other and keep going and keep going. You could do repeats. You could do all sorts. And that's the thing with Railmaster. It's so good. And say with the points and everything else. Also, what I've been doing with some people is these little these announcements. I've got these station announcements.
Train is a through service. Please stand back from the platform edge.
There's one. There's 4 there, and there's another 2 over there, and these take just a couple of minutes or so to do. If I actually go into here and go to here and go, let's go for platform. I think there's a platform one in here somewhere. Yeah, platform edge there. Same as that. That's the program for platform edge. I can put them on your computer in a couple of minutes because I've got them on my iPad. I've got them already set in there, so all I do is just copy them across, and it's quite easy to do them. And then one particular gentleman I did a couple of weeks ago, I put him all these different station sounds in and everything else with different trains and all that else, same as this one here. Is really click that one there.
The train now standing at platform 2 is the heart of the Midlothian service. Please ensure you keep your belongings with you at all times.
So all them I can do in seconds, as long as I'm on your PC, of course. And this particular gentleman, I think it was about midnight when he came out of the loft. He was having such much fun with all these new sounds he's got in the system. But once again, as I said, if anybody wants me at any time, I'm on 01782 302194. My email address is there. Don't be afraid to call me. I'm here day and night. And if it's anything to do with setting up Railmaster, or you're having any problem at all, Railmaster, just give me a call, and I usually can solve them all. So once again, please subscribe, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.